Hey guys, how's it going? It's John again from Haive Music, and it occurred to me while we were on the topic of sidechain compression in Ableton, we might as well touch on the subject of using ghost notes to trigger, I should say ghost kicks, to trigger our compressors as opposed to actually triggering it from our actual input here like we currently were doing. And this has many benefits, but just to kind of show you what I mean, in Ableton, you can actually hear what is triggering the actual compressor by clicking this guy here. And so we can actually hear our kick. That's the actual kick that's coming into the compressor that's triggering the compressor. And you know, that's great, and it's really nice. It works, but what we can do to actually bring that out a little bit more is to create kind of a ghost kick, and we'll just simply call this chain. Just a simple audio track here. We'll make it gray. And what I like to do is I've created this little chain, which is just a short little piece of audio, and it's literally just a sharp transient with, you know, it's a short tail. So just literally a click or a pop. We'll just turn this down because it's kind of loud. And that's all it is. And the idea behind that is basically what we want to do is every time the kick or the snare hits, we want to have that line up with them. So what we're going to do is just basically move this over, and every time a kick or a snare happens, we'll just toss this guy right up on top. And I believe the second half of this is duplicated, so we'll just copy that over, and we'll listen to them to make sure we got them all. I'm pretty sure we got them all. Yep, so that's good. The final thing we want to do is we want to make sure that this channel is off. So we're just going to turn that off. So that way we do not hear these clicks when the track's playing, and we can still see that they're working. You can still see the meter going up here, and if we listen, look over here at the levels. So now this is basically set up to be used as an input to control something. So what we can do is actually switch this over now to our chain. And again, if we listen to what we're actually triggering the compressor from, we're now triggering it from that actual chain instead of the actual kick. And why would we want to do this? For a couple reasons. Number one, not only are we just triggering from the kick like we were before, but we put these, you know, anytime we want to basically trigger the sidechain, now we just put one of these in. So you know, again, we're now cleaning up the mix a little bit more by not only triggering when the kicks occur, but also when the snares happen too. So it should clean up the mix a little bit more. And more so, what this does is it basically gives us the ability to control how the compressor is functioning even further than it would normally. So what we can do is just kind of draw a comparison between the, you know, just using this as a kick, and you'll see a difference in the waveforms here. So you can see when we're using an actual kick, you know, it's got this little squiggle here at the bottom. And over on this side, when we're actually triggering it from the ghost kick, it's really nice and clean, just a sharp transient, and then it pops back up. And you can control that by the release. You know, say that you want to kind of shape this a little bit more, you get the option to do that. It's a little bit more difficult to truly shape this when you're actually responding to a kick, because, you know, your kick sometimes has a little bit of a tail in it, which you'll see with those little kind of squiggly lines here. And so it's just a cleaner, better way to trigger your sidechain, as long as you adjust your release and maybe even sometimes your attack, depending upon what you're working with, just to kind of get it a little bit cleaner than you otherwise would when you're actually drawing it from direct input. So place this over here. So now we're using a nice chain everywhere. And there you have it. It's basically as simple as that. And you know, the other benefit here is if you ever say you want to make like a little break or something here, you can literally just duplicate this as many times as you want, and you go back over here and you'll watch the, you know, this is going to get triggered each time. So it's really handy to do that, you know, kind of stuff if you're working with like little breaks or sections like that. Very handy way of controlling things, especially with kind of faster music if you're doing like D&B or something like that. So it's kind of a little helpful tip, and yeah, hopefully it'll help you guys out.